Afternoon, everyone. Part 2, Live Your Life. Okay, so I was just talking about the importance of acknowledging ourselves, that we're equally valuable. We are all equally valuable to God, and we need to start acknowledging our own feelings. If we grew up where we were dancing around the addict, there's the addict and the co-addict, and we've denied our own personhood and the value of our heart. So I want to pick it up from here where I said that we need to learn how to sit with our feelings. Okay, well, where do we go from there? I wanted to continue. So number one, we stop that behavior of repressing and oppressing our hearts and our personhood, and we sit with the truth of what we are feeling. And just acknowledging our own hearts is a really big deal. So we can write, we can journal. What am I actually feeling? It stinks, it's uncomfortable, it's painful. Nobody wants to say, pain, come and get me. And so we subconsciously can be very busy, keep very busy, because God forbid we should feel our feelings. So we sit with them. We admit them to ourselves, to God, and perhaps another human being, because when we say things aloud, we know that we're no longer in denial. When we can actually talk about something, we know that we're no longer in denial. And that's why our voices are so critical, because we bring darkness into the light with our voice. And that's why when many of us were squashed, our voices were squashed, the enemy's been lying to us in our mind. And if you're not a believer in Yeshua and you don't have the discernment of the Holy Spirit, you can be listening to such horrible negativity, because the battlefield is the mind. How do you even know to turn it out? How can you even discern that it's from the pit if you don't have the discernment of the Holy Spirit living and breathing in you? When we receive Yeshua, we have His Spirit living in us, living and breathing and moving through us in Yeshua's name. So we acknowledge our feelings, we love our feelings, we embrace them. Yes, they hurt, they're difficult to deal with, but we can feel anger, we can feel very angry if we've been repressed, if we've repressed our personhood, if we were not treated the right way growing up, if our voices were oppressed. So we feel our feelings, we embrace the anger, we feel it, we admit what we feel, we deal with it. We don't have to keep it to ourselves. We talk to God about it. And if we have another trusted other, someone who really is a confidant, that's a wonderful thing. And this is the only way we can move through it. And of course, forgiveness. But we can't forgive if we don't even know what's going on. If we don't even know what we're feeling, we need to go through the forgiveness process. But first we have to admit, what are we feeling? And with whom are we upset with? And what are those feelings? And admit if we're angry. Oh yeah, deal with it, write about it, talk about it. And accept it, that this is your reality. It stinks, but it's the reality. This is my truth. These are my feelings. This is my truth. No one's going to take my truth from me. I matter to God. And then when I can admit it and embrace it and forgive and write about it and do what I have to do, I can work through it and I can release that person. I have to probably forgive myself because I didn't know, but I acquiesced. I said okay to this behavior of being suppressed by someone, and it's not okay. It's absolutely not okay. And I said in part 1, there's not a moment more of suppressing my feelings, and it's very hard work. It's very hard work to take your personhood back. It truly is. And I talked about how it manifests in sickness. In sickness, physical, mental, spiritual, or emotional, for sure. But the good news is when we get our hearts healed, we can see that we will be healed all the way around in Yeshua's mighty name. So that's the good news. God doesn't want us sick. And sometimes we just don't slow down until we're going, what is wrong? Why am I going through this? Why this physical ailment or this physical, whatever it is? Yeah, because we need to get our hearts healed, and we give voice to the lies when we speak. We speak it out. We bring things into the light. We accept, we love, we embrace, we face the reality. We say, I matter. We all equally matter to God. We are all equally valuable. We're a treasure to God. We don't stuff our feelings anymore. We don't let anyone put us under the carpet anymore. We don't put our own feelings under the carpet. And we can sit and work through these things the way God shows us. And then we can release that person, and we can truly forgive if we've dealt with the process. If we haven't dealt through the process, if we haven't felt our feelings, how do we really forgive someone when we're not even dealing with it? Just saying the words is not actually forgiving. We need to go through the process. So it's time to start taking care of ourselves and bring things into the light. Let's get well in Yeshua's name. Amen.